What's going on, guys? It's Alex back with another video, and today I want to kind of do a little review of Blizzard Mountain DLC. So I know it's been getting a lot of flack. People really didn't like that it wasn't included with the season pass, and I know a lot of people are having problems maybe debating whether they should get it or not. I've been getting a lot of questions asking like, hey, is it worth it? Should I get this? So I want to make a comprehensive video kind of going over everything so you guys can decide for yourself if it's actually worth it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new map. So if you don't know this already, you're not in the same location. What you have to do is you have to go over to the drag strip, the runway in the normal Forza Horizon 3 map, and then you can get a helicopter ride over to this location. So you're in the mountains over here. It is a completely different map, and it's a pretty large map, to be honest. I mean, for $20 or $12.50 if you get the season, the expansion pass, it is a fairly large map. I would say it's probably a third of the size of the Forza Horizon 3 map, which is pretty reasonable considering how large the Forza Horizon 3 map is. So it is actually pretty good. It's beautiful. I think the size of the map is actually perfect for the DLC. I think it is a very good bang for the buck in terms of size, and I think there's a lot of exploration you can do within this map. So I think it's a great map. So I'm sure you could have figured out by the title, but this does take place on a mountain kind of, and you are in the snow. So the driving terrain is extremely different from anything that has ever been in Forza Horizon. So there are a lot of different terrains, and the driving style is very unique. In fact, I've found that this driving style is completely different than anything in the normal game, and you have to adapt to that. So there are 4 different terrains in this map. There is powdered snow, which is basically just thick, heavy, fluffy snow that just makes you go really slow. Not really fun, and you don't really see this too much. You typically see this on like fields or something, or like towards the top of the map where people aren't driving a lot. Then you see packed snow, which covers a lot of the map. This is basically still towards the top of the map on the mountain, but it's not quite powder, but it's not like ice or anything. It's still snow. It's pretty soft. Then we come to black ice, which covers a lot of the roads in the map, and this one's very slippery. It's kind of hard to get traction, and you can drift a lot on it, but this is probably my favorite to drive on just because you can throw the back end out and drift. Super awesome. And then finally, there is ice. So there's a huge ice lake in the middle of the map, and you can do a whole lot of things on that, but that one is very tricky because it's very, very, very slippery. But as all the terrains, if you look at the normal Forza Horizon 3 map, there's basically only dirt and road. And they're not really that different if you have a well-tuned car. So actually seeing all of these different terrains that all handle your car very differently, I think that is super cool. So terrain is a huge plus for this new DLC. So along with this new map, obviously you're given a new campaign. So what this means is you are now racing to be the king of the mountains. You have to do all these maps, and I think it's super cool what they did. So instead of gaining fans for each race, you get stars. So basically how each race or anything you do, you will be given 1 star for completing the race. So that's pretty simple. Whether it's a hill climb, hill descent, race, point to point, whatever it is, you'll be given 1 star if you complete the race. You'll be given 2 stars if you complete the race and win the race. It's simple enough. You will be given 3 stars if you complete the challenge that is unique to that actual race. So I know I've seen for some of them you have to get a skill chain of say 200,000. There's one where you had to smash snowmen while you were doing a race. Kangaroo skills while doing a race. So with a race you can win up to 3 stars per race, and you also get stars for doing things like the speed zone, speed traps, drift zones, PR stunts, stuff like that. And every 10 stars you get, you reach a new level, and that is like expanding a festival in the normal game, and you unlock more events and everything, and then finally you'll become king of the mountains. So the campaign is great, and it is a lot of time. Personally, in actual campaign races, I've probably put in maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I have not completed even the highest tier, much less all of the races. So it is a lot of content if you plan on not exploring it all and just playing the campaign. So again, that is a huge plus in my opinion. So I've never been a huge fan of horns. It's never really been that big of an aspect of the game, but I know a lot of people like them, and if you were wondering, yes, there are quite a few new horns. You can get them doing various things. The way I've unlocked some is by just ranking up doing the campaign missions every once in a while. As you expand, reach the new level in the King of the Mountain series, you will unlock new horns. So if you're interested in horns, you get some pretty new ones. So one thing I've noticed after my hours playing this game is that it is 10 times more beautiful than the normal game. And I know that's an opinion, and they haven't, I'm not saying that they've upped the graphics or anything. I'm just saying the colors of the cars seem to be way more vibrant than anything else. You know, when you're in the normal game, the lighting is good most of the time and everything, but nothing really looks so spectacular. In this game, if you get the right car and the right lighting, it's just, you really just want to sit back and look at it because it's just beautiful in the snow, especially some of the new DLC cars like the Ken Block Ford Focus. It is just beautiful when you get it in the right lighting and everything, so that is actually a selling point for me. The game looks that good in the snow. Okay, so we've talked about pretty much everything that's in the new game, and I want to talk about the price right now. So I believe you can buy the DLC for $20, or you get it for free if you have the expansion pass, which is $25 through the rest of the year. So personally, me being a YouTuber where this is my primary game and everything, obviously I'm going to buy it. It didn't seem unreasonable to me, but for the average consumer, I still believe it's a pretty good buy. To me, the hours of fun I've put into this and the countless hours that I will put in the future, not recording, just me having fun, I think hands down this is the best DLC I have ever seen on any game ever. I know that is a huge statement, but to me there is so much to do in this DLC, and to me the driving style is so unique, it feels like a different game. You go over to the different terrain, driving is different, it looks different, everything feels different in a good way. It's not taking away from the other game. It's not like I'm going to be like, okay, well I have this snow map, so I don't ever want to play the Forza Horizon 3 normal map again. Because I do. The thing is, it's completely different. It's like comparing two different things, which is great, because now I feel like I have two different games in one, which I love to begin with. So, with all that being said, I want to give you my final thoughts. So, I want to rate this based on should you get it, and yeah, you should get it. End of story. I don't understand why you would not get it. If you plan on playing Forza Horizon 3, if you're interested in the game, I think you should get it. So that's my final thoughts on it. Get the DLC. It is worth it. So I hope this guys helped you. I hope this helped you. If you have been kind of deciding whether or not to get it, please get it. You will not regret it. So I hope it helped you. If it did, make sure to drop a like, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace, guys.